Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from sharEvery. A warm welcome, everybody, for Advanced Meeting 519. For the first time, we invited Coach Edward Gordon from New Jersey, USA, as a keynote speaker. These kind of concepts are very useful. Harmonious leadership. And the tag really I love so much, making music in schools globally. I don't know how we want to make music in schools or classrooms. We are going to learn many things from our keynote speaker, Edward Gordon, today. Before that, I would like to give a few instructions. Apart from guest and host, we have 4 panel members. Prime mover, one who introduced the guest for 2 minutes. After 30 minutes keynote message, the reviewer will review or sum up the guest message for 5 minutes. After the review, the tiny talker will execute the question answer segment, and the audience should ready to ask questions, and tiny talker will help and coordinate the audience and the guest for 15 minutes. And anchor person will give announcements and also testimony for 2 minutes. And again, I'll ask and I'll request the keynote speaker to give a 1-minute voice of the week as a final words. And with my vote of thanks, this is the format of advanced meeting, what we conduct every Sunday. Now, this is time to invite our prime mover to introduce the guest of honor, Coach Edward Gordon. She is none other than Coach Preeti Dhavale from Zambia. Please join your hands to welcome Coach Preeti Dhavale as the prime mover of the day. Thank you, ma'am, and over to you.
I thank SGF platform and Rambabu sir that has given me this opportunity to introduce our guest speaker today, Principal Edward Gordon. It brings me immense pleasure to have him welcome on SGF platform as a speaker today. He is a CEO of Gordon Leadership Academy LLC, a company that coaches, mentors, aspiring, and school leaders globally, with his motto as if I can help somebody, then my living shall not be in vain. What a thought, sir. Thank you so much for that. I would like to let you know that he has completed his Bachelor of Arts in Music from the University of South Carolina in 1998, followed by his Master's in Music Education from New Jersey City University in 2002. He has 25 years of experience in education and has led the staff and students from preschool through high school. He is one of the 3 graduates of Phil Plus School Turnaround Program, a selective residency program focused on serving underperforming schools. He has completed Dale Carnegie course and received a certificate in 2017. And in 2019, he became a member of Toastmaster International and a founding member of Business Networking International Matrix Chapter. In August 2019, he became John C. Maxwell Certified Speaker, Coach, and Trainer. He is a graduate of a nonprofit organization that helps women achieve vision, purpose, and excellence. On the board of trustees for Family Rebuild of New Jersey nonprofit organization that helps displaced family. He has also been a guest on the Introvert Queen podcast, where the guests discuss living in extrovert world. Despite of his hectic schedule, Edward hosted a bi-weekly broadcast entitled The Principal's Office, where he highlights educational stakeholders who are making the difference in their lives and the lives of others. It is such a pleasure to have sharEvery collaboration with Gordon Leadership Academy, and let us welcome once again Principal Edward Gordon. Thank you.
Coach Preeti Davli, for the introduction. Thank you, Coach Rambabu and the sharEvery Global Foundation for this opportunity. Thank you very much, and all that you are on this broadcast at this time to be able to be supportive and also learn about this information that I'll be sharing today. Harmonious leadership, making music in our schools globally. Thankful to the sharEvery Global Foundation, Coach Rambabu, for inviting me to be a keynote speaker today. Honor to my wife, Annie K. Gordon, for continuous support of the work that I'm doing globally. And I also wanted to acknowledge that there's coaches from the United States that are a part of this foundation. Yes, I'm a husband, I'm a father of 5 children. Do have also a granddaughter who is 4 years old. I'm a certified music teacher. I am a school principal. I had opportunity to lead students and staff from preschool all the way through high school in various schools in New Jersey and also in Pennsylvania. Over 25 years of experience in education. I am a certified coach, speaker, and a trainer who had the pleasure of working with individuals globally. When we talk about life, there's opportunities no matter with all of the experience that you have, there are some failures that actually come. And for me, it was one day that I was sitting in my office and I had a knock on the door. In walks the director of human resources as well as the school director. And when that came in, I didn't know exactly what they were there for, but they told me that my position as a school leader at that time was terminated effective immediately. For that period of time, it was going through a period of embarrassment. I just didn't understand at this period of time why I was so successful in previous school settings, but at this period of time, my career hit a wall. And with that came a new sense of awareness. I had the conversation and it was revealed to me by God that the reason why my career hit a wall is because throughout my entire life, I never had a coach or a mentor. And I had to learn what a coach was, and I had to learn what a mentor is. And a coach is someone that asks questions and brings out what's already inside of you. And a mentor is someone who is doing the work that you are doing and desire to do and has experienced 5, 10, 15, 20 years more down the road to be able to share with you resources and information that will help you on your journey. And once I had that understanding, then there was the opportunity to really discover my purpose. And my purpose became to be a coach and a mentor for other aspiring current school leaders globally. And at this period of time, it has evolved to actually become now a mission. A mission not only to help leaders, inspiring leaders within the United States, but now globally, working to serve other leaders in 27 countries around the world. And this is what wakes me up every morning as I see the opportunity and the need for improvement in terms of educational leadership. The same challenges that we have in the United States are in Zambia, are in India, are in Cameroon. And that is my purpose, my mission for a time to be able to improve educational systems throughout the world. There's always this question that I need to ask leaders, like, what is your desire as a leader? And what is your desire for your school organization? And this question is definitely directed around school leaders. And if a school leader doesn't have a desire to improve themselves to be a highly effective leader, then I start to question that, because we do not have the time for leaders in our schools to be below average or average. Our students deserve exceptional leaders in front of them each and every day. The question is, what is your desire for your organization, your school organization? And the answer that I'm looking for is that the leader has a desire for their school organization to be a high performing school. And in order to do that, there's some things that you have to put in place to develop yourself as a highly effective leader and also have a high performance school. So I want to talk about those things. So there's key educational leadership components, and they are based around strategic leadership, instructional leadership, culture and climate leadership, organizational leadership, ethical leadership, and community engagement leadership. I would argue that to become a highly effective school leader, you must have all 6 of these leadership qualities developing it as your leader. And they also must be evident in your school organization. And when I've noticed that when I work with aspiring leaders, I help many of them prepare for assessments, become a certified school principal and a district superintendent. You have to understand these components to pass the exam to become a school or district leader. But many times our school leaders are having challenges when they get the job because they're not remembering this foundation when they're actually in the position. So let's talk about this a little bit more. When you talk about strategic leadership, you have to understand that it incorporates having a clear vision for your school setting. The big idea, where do you see your students when they graduate from your school? You have to have a mission. How are we going to get there? What do we need to do? What kind of programs do we need to put in place to achieve the vision? What are the goals that we have to put in place year after year that's going to move us closer to the vision? What are our core values? What are our beliefs? What are we going to stand on in our building? Okay? That when someone doesn't have the right belief or core value system, it makes them uncomfortable, that they don't fit in our organization. We have to understand that there's various stakeholders that are involved in our school, inside of our school as well as outside, that has to come together to make it effective. We have to understand all the data and information from various sources and what that data says in reference to how we are performing now as a school and what we need to improve upon to get better so that we can truly achieve that vision that was set forth for us. We have to understand through our strategic leadership, we have to get shared commitments to implement this vision goals. We cannot be fighting amongst each other. We cannot be disconnected. We all have to be on the same page, looking the same direction as we're moving forward. And we have to always think about that continuous improvement, always getting better as we're moving through this process. This is effective strategic leadership. Then we talk about instructional leadership. We have to talk about the professional development that we are providing for our teachers to help them build their capacity as leaders, as instructors, so they can always be top performing for the students that are in their classrooms. They have to understand about rigorous curriculum and instruction. When you see that word rigorous, let's talk about challenging. We have to challenge our students. Our teachers need to be challenged each and every day. So they're always stretching and growing to the young men and women that they were called to be. And we have to have assessments and hold people accountable that they are continuously improving and going towards meeting the standards of what they need to be able to do by the end of kindergarten, first grade, fifth grade, and beyond. And that is what we need to look at in terms of instructional leadership. We also need to talk about culture and climate leadership. We have to set up in our environments in our schools, we have this community of care and support for teachers. Are we creating a safe environment for teachers where they're respected and they're heard and that their opinions and values matter in our organization? Are we thinking about equity and cultural responsiveness? Do we know about who is in our buildings? The religions that are represented in our building, the various cultures and the languages that are represented in our building. Do we have the right support services for our students with special needs and those that are coming from different learning barriers and deficiencies? Do we have the right supports to be able to bring them up so that every student in our building has a sense of belonging and is working toward that standard where everyone has to be able to perform by the end of each grade level for everyone? Are we providing a community of care and support for our students? I do have teachers here twice, sorry, but the second one is for our students. Are we providing a safe environment for them that want to come to school each and every day? And that is about having a strong culture and climate leadership. Ethical leadership is very key. Are we putting in place and are we understanding about ethical and legal behavior? And we can identify when there's students and our staff, our teachers that are violating ethical policy and behavior. And are we taking action as leaders? Do we talk about ethical values and beliefs of integrity and respect? And is that evident in our leadership as well as in our schools? Organizational leadership. What are our systems in place as we're managing the operations? We can have a great vision, a great mission, but do we have the systems in place to make this happen? And we have to evaluate that. Are we working towards aligning and obtaining the fiscal, the finances, and also the human resources, the actual staff and people to get the job done? Is it aligned with the vision that we have and the mission for our school building? Are we working to protect the welfare and the safety of all the students and the staff within our building? Are we ensuring the right security systems are in place? Are we ensuring that they're leaving the schools and traveling home to their various destinations safe? It's all about how we're structuring our organizational leadership. And the final one here is community engagement leadership. We as leaders, our staff, our teachers, we cannot do it internally alone. We have to reach out to our community and collaborate with the families and other community members to be able to achieve the vision and the mission that is set forth. We have to understand the community interests and the needs and how we can properly develop our students to be able to walk into the job opportunities and that are out there when they leave our school buildings. And we have to understand how, when we're at schools, have limited resources, how can we leverage community resources to support the work that we are doing in our schools? All of these leadership concepts, strategic leadership, instructional leadership, organizational leadership, community engagement leadership, ethical leadership, culture and climate leadership, this is what's needed globally. This is not just in the United States, just not in Barbados, not just in India, not just in Zambia, Cameroon. This is global. And this is how you have to think about this. So let's talk about melody versus harmony. When you think about a melody, it's just a single line, okay? So I'm gonna make you laugh a little bit. Yes, I can be a music teacher, but I would really play the instrument. And where I am right now, I don't have one. But if we think about the Beethoven song for release. Do 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 do. With that is just a melody. But think about it when you put in all the pieces together with the chords, the harmony, it's so much musical that comes out of that. And many times what is happening is that sometimes in leadership, we're thinking about things just singularly, okay? We're only looking at the strategic leadership. All the other 5 leadership concepts we're not even thinking about. Or you might have a school leader that's just focused on instruction, but the community engagement is not happening. And I always wanted to argue that we definitely need all of these working together in harmony to be effective leaders and also to have high-performing schools. So there's conversation out there about balanced leadership and balanced leadership. Some people can think that it's a 20% here, 20% there, 20% there, 20% there, 20% there, and it's balanced. It's going to be even. Leadership in schools is not going to be even. And that's why I want to position us to have this mindset of harmonious leadership, where there's going to be some times that you're going to spend a little bit more time on instructional leadership. And sometimes in the course of the year, it's more time in culture and climate. But don't forget the other 5. They have to be working together in harmony as you're continuously developing as a leader and also developing your school. With that, harmonious leadership is strategic, instructional, culture and climate, organizational, ethical, and community engagement leadership, all working together in harmony to make music in our schools globally. What needs to happen? And I would say that it's as simple as 1, 2, 3, but we make it more complicated than it has to be. The first thing is to get the training on the 6 components of educational leadership: strategic, instructional, organizational, ethical, culture and climate, community engagement. Understand those leadership concepts and what it's all about. I believe that we should give a round of applause to the leadership of Coach Ramaboo and the sharEvery Global Foundation, because now there are 20 coaches in India that, through the partnership with the Gordon Leadership Foundation, are receiving this training to really understand these concepts in depth. And that's the first step of the process. Step 2 is when you have this understanding, as leaders, as coaches, you have to apply it. And you need to have a coach and a mentor working with you, because there's some things that you will not see in your leadership that a coach and mentor is going to be able to bring out to you and help support you as you're continuously developing these 6 leadership concepts. And that's the second part of it. And the third piece is that under each of these leadership concepts, which I explained earlier, there are things that you have to learn more about and have some intentional professional and personal development to grow upon. And that's a part of this educational journey. It might be more work and training around data collection and how to interpret data. That's professional development. That now you have the overview of what you do with it, but you have to go deeper into understanding how to use data more effectively. And that's a professional development. So yes, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. 1, get training components in these concepts. 2, receive coaching and mentoring. And 3, continue to advance yourself through personal and professional development. The challenges that we see in our countries around education, it is a point that now Gordon Leadership Foundation is working hard to solve. We are grateful for the openness, for partnerships with sharEvery Global Foundation that understands the need and desire. Many times in challenges in our educational system globally is happening due to lack of communication and lack of partnership, because the answer is already out there. But many times there is one organization or there's one country that wants to keep the information to themselves. But what we are trying to do here through sharEvery Global Foundation, Gordon Leadership Foundation, is tear down those walls, tear down those barriers that are hindering leaders from performing to their best qualities and getting the best results for our students globally. I am grateful for those like Can from Cameroon who's on here and Preeti from Zambia. We're expanding and these barriers are coming down, and that is how we are going to make music in our schools globally. And we're going to have this harmonious leadership working together. We are definitely on a mission to be able to partner with a great organization like sharEvery Global Foundation, so that every school leader has a certified coach and mentor supporting them to get the best performance, for they become highly effective school leaders, and we have high performance schools globally. And thankful for the opportunity to present to all of you today. Thankful my wife, Annika Gordon, has been able to join and be able to listen to the presentation. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation, Coach Edward. And really, whenever we follow or maintain the 6 components harmoniously, definitely we can bring music or smile in the faces of children. Thank you so much. Now, this is time to listen the review on the message Harmonious Leadership. And today's our reviewer is Coach Sangeeta Jagadish from Bangalore, India. Please put together your hands to welcome as a reviewer Coach Sangeeta Jagadish from India.
Thank you, Rambabu sir, for this opportunity. And what a speech. You had a very good opening, body, and conclusion. And I like the way you started with the gratitude, where you showed your thanks to each and everybody whom you're connected with. Followed by, I was very surprised to know that you're playing so many roles and you're a grandfather, because I did not expected this from you. So that was a total surprise for me. And your authenticity about your life. Always people speak only about their success. But to get that success, failures are very, very important. And you just spoke to us saying that when you want a success, undergo failure also. Suddenly when somebody comes and terminate, I cannot imagine, my God. Then you understood why they did it, and you understood why you have to have coach and mentor in your life, and after you yourself became for so many people. And then you told about the purpose, what we should have to change the education system. That was really wonderful. A big applause for you. And then you told desire and to key educational, if you want a leadership components, what are the leadership components of one person or a leader or a principal should have? Only based on this, he can be an effective leader. Then you spoke about a main theme or a main key points. Under that, so many subtopics where people have to work to be a good mentor or good coach. Because I myself have spoken on this topic, and I really know how mentorship is very, very important, because a mentor can stand for the purpose of others. Nobody can do it even by ourselves. When I myself can become a mentor, but if you have a mentor, that will be very, very grateful. I was thinking about, like, what is he going to talk about music? And then very well in the end, you concluded with as simple as 1, 2, 3. As a teacher, even I know after teaching everything, it's very simple. Just have this. And so nicely with all these things, whatever you spoke, you just gave us 3, what I should say, 1, 2, 3, like, get the training if you want to be very successful leadership. Understand the concept. Once you understand the concept, it's not only going to end there. You have to have a coach and a mentor we will support in your each and every step, because mentor knows if my mentee is going here and they have to pull back and give them in a proper way. Then in the last, you gave us that personal and professional development where datas are very, very important. And then you spoke about the challenges. There's a lack of communication. Yes, if people wants to communicate, they have to be a good communication. Only a good communicator can communicate whatever he has in his thoughts. And then I loved the way again you concluded. You opened with the gratitude and you also concluded with gratitude. I think gratitude makes a big difference. People will just think, so why am I like this? Why am I not speaking like other people? Why am I not having like this? Just have a gratitude. Whatever you think, the universe will give back. That's what I learned from a mentor. Good mission and vision you have taken, Coach Edward. I think being a member of your community as a coach, we'll also stand for your mission and we will help out whatever you felt like. And thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. Such a wonderful speech, Edward. So a big round of applause from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Your feedback and sum up was very simple, but very powerful. So natural. As Sangeeta ma'am mentioned, whenever we invite any keynote speaker, mostly they talk about their success or others' achievements or accomplishments. talking about our failures or putting in front of the audience our both balance with success and failure, it's really great thing. And second important thing, as Sangeeta ma'am mentioned, Gordon sir, you started your session with gratitude and ended or concluded the session with the same amount of gratitude. As I feel, having gratitude is a great attitude to become very successful as a human being as well as a leader. So thank you for a beautiful feedback, Coach Sangeeta ma'am, and congratulations, Coach Edward.
Thank you.